Alright guys, so we're going to do a markup on US 30. What I'm going to do is delete these drawings. So I already did a markup on my computer last night, so I pretty much know the projections, but I want to go from the top and show you guys from the monthly time frame how I analyze and come up with my bias, right? So first thing I note, any fair value gaps that's close. So we have this one here, and I color code each each time interval has its own color. So the black would be the month. That's a fair value gap within there. So I'm gonna note that. I also have a recent high that was broken right here. So I'm gonna note that with the dash line. As far as any other fair value gaps that I see that can create support on the lower time frames, I see this one here. And I'm gonna make this black so I can know this is coming from the monthly. Now, the next thing I'm going to note is that new high that's created. I'm going to note that black. So this is what I see on the monthly time frame in terms of fair value gaps, recent highs that's been broken, and recent highs that's been created. The last thing I want to do is take the previous month, which is the month of April. I want to get the high. I want to get the low. And everything that's in my favorites on the left-hand side, my tools, I'll show you guys how to get that in a later video. But I have this ready. I have my month range there. Let me go into the settings and actually take off those texts because I know. So this is where we are. So if I go down to the weekly, you see we're coming up on the 50% of the month, right? So now on the weekly time frame, what do I see? I see a fair value gap right here for the week. So this would be purple for my weekly colors. I'll lock that in. See a fair value gap here. Lock that in. Look to the left. Same high, so I'll leave that there. As far as any fair value gaps, what do I see? I see one right here. That's holding price up. The bodies are respecting there, so that's significant to me. I'm going to make that purple. We're going to lock that in. Where are we headed? So we're heading up towards a fair value gap here on the weekly. So I'm going to keep that within the month's range, lock that in. And that's it for the weekly time frame that I'm looking at, right? So now, we could take it a step further, and, well, I'm not going to mention that. I don't want to confuse you. Let's keep it simple. Now I'm on a daily time frame. So now, central banks, the bankers, most, I would say intraday traders, they go off of the daily time frame. So they're using a daily bias to get their entries and so on and so forth. Where are we coming from? We're coming from this fair value gap here. From there to there. I'm going to stretch this out for the month. Let's put this for the daily fair value gap. We found some support here. Came up, created higher lows. Broke these most recent highs around the 50% of the month. So what I want to do is note that as a blue because blue is daily for me. And we have equal highs here, right? So we have some relatively equal highs right there. Looking to attack that. Buy side right there. Lock that in. I'm gonna put the text. Well, we know it's equal highs right there. I'm not gonna put too much makeup on the charts. What else do I see? That's pretty much it on the daily. This could be a good reversal point if it gets up to there. So let's just note that because that's a fair value gap. Right, lock that in. And this is my range that I'm working with. So this is all I care about. This is the only information I need. This is all I need for this month going in, the next couple of weeks, finishing off May for the next 2-3 weeks, right? Also, I just want to note every single gap that I see on a daily, because even though it's a small gap, it's a big area on the smaller time frames, right? So I'm gonna note that, lock that in, right? And I don't see anything else. Yeah, I don't see anything else here to the left or anything like that that's significant to me. So what I'm gonna do is go down on the 4 hour now, right? So the 4 hour looks promising to definitely take these highs on this side and come up here for a reversal. So I'm gonna leave these levels here. Those are the only levels I'm really focused on in terms of swing trading or intraday, so to speak. So I'm gonna be looking for price to pretty much take these highs, come down, do it's gonna do whatever it wants in the order it wants, but I'm pretty sure that we're coming for these highs here. I don't know if we're gonna find some support down here first and then pull up here, but it depends on the news and everything like that. Um, if we go down to the 15 minute, what I like to do on the 15 minute, right, the month, within the range of this month, the only thing I'm noting are the central bank dealers ranges of this month. So it's going to be a little tedious because I'm on a phone, but being that I'm at work right now doing a double, I have to do it. I will do it for you guys. So let's get started. This is the first one within this monthly range, so I'm going to note that as a central bank dealers range. Lock that in. And this acts as my support and resistance. So this is very important in my trading plan. So I have to have it on my chart, right? So next area is this one, the highest high point to the body of that same candle. Lock that in because it's a central bank dealers range. Next area, this one right here. We have this is the high, and this is the highest candle. So I'm bringing to the top up there. Central bank dealers range. Let's lock that in. Next one we have is right here, not too far off, pretty much ranged around this area. We're gonna lock that in. Central bank dealers range there. Lock that in. Oh wait, I almost skipped to the freaking to the front. There's one here as well, central bank dealer range, but we don't have a wick. Plus we have an area here. So what this tells me is this fair value gap is very significant. We'll see how it reacts once we get back over there. Let's get this area here for the central bank dealers range. And this is you see how price reacts to these areas. So that's why I definitely love it for my support and resistance um, idea, right? I can tell you straight up, I've never been able to trade US 30 so confident the way I am now because of how I see the charts in these areas of significance. Like look at this wick, look at this area. This is a huge area that's playing within previous areas of the central bank dealers range. So it's very, look at this, beautiful, nice retest, created those equal highs that were coming back to attack. It's just a beautiful thing. Like look at that trade, look at that trade. It's beautiful. So let's get these highs. Let's get these highs. Let's get these highs. Note it out for the central bank dealers range. Let's get this one. This is the highest point. This is a big range as well. I don't care how big the range is. The range is the range. That's what I'm going with. That's what they gave us. And look how perfectly and precise these things just is beautiful. So this is the highest point of the range before 3 o'clock in the morning. Have that one. Let's lock it in. And again, I'm just looking for all the ranges that's within this black monthly range that we're looking to trade. Right? Let's lock that in. Next is this one here. This is a very significant area because we got that weekly fair value gap. So you'll see how it creates support and just moved away from it aggressively. Created that support, and once we got above it, eventually it was sayonara. But before we get down there, let's finish up Get in our ranges, lock that in. Next one here. So when you see a whole bunch of boxes on my chart and everything, this is exactly where they came from. I just like to leave it for the week. Each week I clear my chart and I refresh my memory by doing a fresh markup. Right? Let's go to the next one, which is this one here. Got that. Mark that in. Next one is here. Boom. Central bank. Let's lock that in. Then we have this one here. So this is basically all of the central bank dealers ranges for the month of April. And these are significant because this acts as support and resistance for me. Let's get this. Let's get that going with that so I can see the words. Next range is here. There's no real wick there, so I'm not going to count that area. Wait, let me see. Actually, yep, there is. So let's get that. No matter how small, how big, if there's a wick, there's a zone, right? There's definitely a zone. Let's get this one. Look, wrong high. So, oh my gosh, this auto snap. So the body, it's a wick. Let's get that going. There. So this that. Let's keep going. We have an area within an area, so I like to definitely mark these because it just shows me how strong this area is. And usually when I see that, I just go a little darker so I can know like this is a very strong area because we're sitting within. Um, I didn't do it before for the others, but being that this is within May, this is very significant because it's a fresh zone, so that can definitely keep price up. But yeah, these are my zones. This is what I'm looking for. So on a 15-minute daily time frame, basically this is my daily time frame. Like every day, if I want to get in on quick scalps or quick intraday moves, I'll use the 15-minute for my entries. The 4 hour is really what I'm gauging and looking at. So yeah, that's my markup for the week. These are the zones. I'm looking for some buys heading into the week. So if we can get some buys from this area, come back, retest, get up there, and then come down. Or whatever she wants to do, we'll track it, we'll follow it, and we'll keep going. I wanted to actually make this dash because it's broken. It broke that high. But yeah, this is the markup, and hope to see you guys this week.